When I first noticed my reflection winking back at me, I dismissed it as a trick of the light. It was only after the second and third occurrences that I began to feel uneasy. My name is Mia, and I live in a small apartment in the heart of the city. The mirrors in my apartment are strategically placed, reflecting light and making the space feel bigger than it is. But now, they were my greatest source of fear. Each time I passed by, my reflection seemed to move just a fraction of a second out of sync, as if it were trying to communicate something I could not understand. One night, I woke up to a sound like distant laughter echoing through the glass, a sound that set my nerves on edge. I became obsessed with the mirrors, convinced they held some secret to the strange occurrences. My friends laughed it off, attributing it to stress and lack of sleep. But when I caught my reflection smirking at me from the bathroom mirror, I knew something was terribly wrong. I started covering the mirrors with sheets, anything to block out the unsettling images. Yet, my reflection found ways to seep through, taunting me in flashes and fragments. Desperate, I avoided my own reflection, but it was impossible to escape entirely. The more I tried to ignore it, the more persistent it became, like a shadow that refused to be cast aside. Determined to uncover the truth, I began researching local legends and urban myths, anything that could explain my bizarre experience. I stumbled upon an old tale about a cursed mirror that trapped souls in a perpetual loop, where they were doomed to relive the same moments over and over. The more I read, the more I felt a creeping realization that I might be trapped in one such loop. My reflection wasn't just mocking me, it was trying to warn me. But warn me of what? The answer was just out of reach, like a word on the tip of my tongue that refused to be spoken. The climax came one evening when I stood in front of the largest mirror in my living room, determined to confront whatever entity lurked within. As I stared into my own eyes, my reflection began to speak, its words echoing in my mind rather than my ears. "You are me, and I am you," it said, its voice a haunting whisper. The loop must be broken. With a sudden clarity, I realized the truth. My reflection was not just an image but another version of me, a trapped soul seeking freedom. In a moment of desperate resolve, I smashed the mirror, shards scattering across the floor. As the glass shattered, a sense of release washed over me, and for the first time in weeks, my reflection was just that, my reflection. But as I turned away, I couldn't shake the feeling that somewhere, in some fragment of glass, it was still watching.